Did New Orleans prove to you the NFC goes through New Orleans?
Yes, and that's why I think they're going to the Super Bowl. Look, these teams are very well matched with each other, but New Orleans prevailed for a couple of reasons. One, they have the better quarterback. If Drew Brees isn't on your short list for MVP right now, you haven't been paying attention. He's been phenomenal. He exploited the Rams' weaknesses on defenses so well last night. That's the absence of a pass rush and, to put it bluntly, Marcus Peters. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the Saints' run defense has been quietly spectacular. They limited the Rams to their worst rushing performance of the season, 60 yards worse than their average, and largely held Todd Gurley in check. Yeah. That's not an outlier, Tony. They've been this good all season long, and if they keep it up, they should help that offense keep pace with any team in the NFL.
Woody Paige?
I showed up for ATH, and I'm on the Starship Enterprise. What is happening here? Would you explain the scoring system?
No, we're not explaining it. The viewers are doing that at home now.
I try to go through New Orleans as much as I can. The Super Bowl is not going to go through New Orleans. It's going through Los Angeles. I'm going to say something I've said over the 17 years. Look at the schedule, guys. The Rams have a much easier schedule than the Saints. If you think about it, they're only playing 2 games the rest of the season, while the Saints are going to have to go on the road against the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the Panthers that are coming on. You telling me that they're going to survive that without losing 2 or 3? When they play at home, they're tough to beat, but they're not going to play at home in the playoffs if they get to the Rams again.
Sarah Spain, did Woody convince you in any way?
He convinced me he knows how to wear a suit, but that's about it. Listen, this is absolutely going through the Saints, and if you rewind the tape back to the first week of September, when I was on the show, the Saints were one of my Super Bowl picks. Right. And here's why. Like Mina said, the run defense has been great, but if you look at how they actually handled Gurley in the pass as well, he only had 6 receptions for 20 yards. That means they decided who they wanted to focus on and neutralize, and it worked. And then that allowed it to be Drew Brees versus Goff, and we saw who won. They're going to be consistently aggressive under Sean Payton. We know that, and he proved himself to perhaps still be better than the 2-tour and the 2T in McVay. And they also didn't allow a sack for the second straight week, even against a team that's got Aaron Donald and a massive up front. So they proved to us that they can take the Rams' best and they can beat it.
Clinton Yates.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the Bengals or the Cowboys upending anybody's season as an overall matter, of course. But for me, no, I'm not super worried about this if I'm the Rams. I mean, look, you lost to a good team. That's what happens every once in a while when you got hit in the mouth. And Mina pointed out how the Saints went after that. But overall, this is not a panic button situation. I don't think anything necessarily went super wrong outside of Marcus Peters having another bad game. And he's had up and down games all season long. He has been probably their most inconsistent player from a secondary standpoint. So, look, I'm not super worried. I still believe in Sean McVay, and I still think this is the best team in the NFC, even though they just lost to the Saints.
Clinton, front and center here for a second, though. Mina said this was a blueprint to beat the Rams. Do you believe the Rams were exposed in any way?
No, I don't believe they were exposed. Again, Marcus Peters had a terrible game. And listen, Jared Goff passed for more yards than Drew Brees actually did. So let's not get too far out of control with what actually happened. They lost a good game. It happens all the time. Check out the Saints in the playoffs last year.
But the yardage is also a byproduct of playing from behind as they were for most of the first half.